Good evening, friends, and welcome to yet another very informative and exciting session with Desh Kapoor. Welcome, Desh.
Thanks so much, Jared.
Yeah, quite interestingly, the BJP pointed out that there was a meeting between Rahul Gandhi and United States lawmaker Janice Sharkowski, who this week joined seven others in asking the Indian government to release Umar Khalid from prison, where he's being held for 5 years without a trial. And this is Pradeep Bandari of BJP posted a photograph of Gandhi with Skavorsky and Ilan Omar, another US lawmaker whom the ruling party routinely claims is. So this is also happening that even Rahul Gandhi and this US lawmaker along with Ilan Omar, they want to see Umar Khalid be released from prison.
Yeah. so Ilhan Omar is is like a lightning rod for many. All those who want to subvert the U.S. domestic politics as well as push for the jihadi agenda abroad, she is a lightning rod. So if she and the people around her, like the U.S. Congresswoman Janice Sharkowski, if they are the ones who were meeting Rahul Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi was meeting with many people because he was actually meeting even with the Pakistanis, in Stanford, calling for like almost foreign intervention like within the Indian democracy. So if that is how they want to play, I mean, like Rahul Gandhi, I think we have established has no interest in any Indian, any relevance of the Indian democratic institutions. He just does not care. And he will use any and every means to actually dismantle the Indian democracy, just the way his father or his grandmother or his great-grandfather did all the time. Because it's very, I mean, like we all know how Nehru became the prime minister. Like he was not the one who was supposed to be the prime minister. But some way, he and Gandhi subverted the will of the people to actually become the prime minister. And later on, one by one, the people say it's a mistake. When you do so many mistakes against India, Indian interests, then there cease to be just random mistakes. They have a pattern, and they have a consistent pattern. Then you need to ask, like, why such random actions should not be construed actually as a pattern of anti-India behavior. So if you take that, if you take the emergency and all those things, and then how Rahul Gandhi subverted the Supreme Court, judgment in Shah Bhano and all those things, and set in motion so many things at that time that we are still dealing with, the LTTE and all those things. We see a pattern in this whole lineage where they have actually either through a commission or omission worked against the interest of Indian national security itself. And so when you see Rahul Gandhi actually go and talk to these folks who are openly anti-India, who want to actually dismantle everything within the Indian civilization, then you know that things are not as they should be. So as far as Rahul Gandhi meeting all those people are concerned, I think like we have seen that he has met all these folks. Ilhan Omar, I think meets quite often. He actually has met a lot of regime change experts there as well, within the US. And so asking for those people and collaborating in a certain way, like with those people, to intervene within the Indian justice system and the Indian election system, in the Indian legal framework itself and the constitutional framework. That like something is not quite right here. So what I would say is that going forward, I think India and Indians need to be very, very careful, because one, there is an intersection that is happening between the US domestic politics and the US foreign policy framework. Second, the Indian so-called opposition, because again, I have been saying again and again, I don't consider them as opposition, because even opposition is at least pro-India or pro their country. They are not. They are actually trying to subvert India itself, and they always have been. So Indian so-called opposition and such people who want to score points within the US domestic politics, they will actually align, and they have aligned for quite some time. This will go on, and then the narratives like that are out there will be will be created, and they'll have to be countered. So if they are trying to actually play up all these narratives before the elections in Bengal and Kerala and other states, even Assam, are coming up, then I think like what they are trying to do is trying to intervene within the Indian election system as well, and that is a very, very dangerous thing, extremely dangerous.
Yeah, in fact, Rahul Gandhi has gone to Vietnam. They say to celebrate New Year, but I do think that it is more than that, because he went multiple times to Germany and he met with people from Open Society Foundation of George Soros. In fact, as we know, so you see that he's making multiple visits outside. So he has the overseas Congress headed by Sam Pitroda. So all this planning must be going on with the deep state of America as well, isn't it?
Yeah, because see, this has been going on for last many years, and especially after George Soros had committed $1 billion to removing Modi. So Soros had already committed that, and he has been working, whether it was the Hindenburg report or the other areas, attacks on Adani and attacks on the Indian democracy and things like that, openly asking them to come to India and intervene, and working with the different kinds of organizations that are actually part of the Soros network. So when you look at that, then you know that this collaboration has been going on for a very long time. And, fortunately for India, they have been, counteracted upon on every front. They wanted to do the so-called farmer protests. They didn't succeed. The CA, NRC things, they didn't succeed. Then they tried other different means that they have been going on with ever since, this yatra that he tried to do, and then within the parliament that he tries to counter or attack Modi ji, and then the Hindenburg report and all those things that came out, all those, that entire thing was part of what they do. And it is, this is not going to end so easily. It's an ongoing thing. They are not going to stop. They are relentless, because they are not going to stop until they actually take control of India. That's what the price is. Because you have to see, the East India Company got the charter to go to India on the 1st of January 1600. It fought its first battle, the Battle of Plassey, in 1773, I think. Which company has 175 years strategic policy or strategic plan to take over another place? But that's how they are. That's how relentless they are. So one by one by one by one, that's how this plan of the colonial project keeps going. They keep chipping away at different areas. They keep chipping away at different rules and norms and social structure until a point that actually the entire society folds. And that's when the complete takeover happens, like the colonial rule happened. So as far as people like Soros or Omidyar or even folks like Mamdani, who are actually a tool in those hands, is concerned, they have a larger stake because, like we have discussed earlier, India still has a lot of wealth and power that is needed by these forces. So it's not that we do one action or we do one counter and things will get over. And like to say, oh, like we did this and it's still happening. It will keep on happening. Because you have to remember that East India Company worked for 175 years before they actually took over control of India.
Yeah. So, sorry.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like we have to realize what kind of game we are in.
Yeah. So also the fact that he talked about vote chori, he attacked the election commission. All those things didn't work out according to plan, and people voted in Bihar in favor of BJP by a huge margin.
Right. Because if they were thinking that they can actually subvert the Indian democracy and Indian elections, they have not been able to do that because they have tried their best. And, the people are more aware of the geopolitical situations that are going on now than they were earlier on. Now they know who are the people who are after their lives, because it is like we can keep saying that it is an political fight. It is not. The real prize are the people, because like we said, I mean, earlier on in 1933 when Roosevelt was there, he was the one who actually like took over the entire gold from everyone. The gold of Indian households is actually a big prize. When like Modi ji says they are going to come after your Mangal Sutra, like it's not a random statement. It's actually very, very true. So the prize really is every Indian citizen, because that's what they are going to come for. You have to see how those countries which were, I mean, look at Venezuela. Like, where is it today? Look at other countries. Like, where are they today? Like they were extremely well off. Iraq was extremely wealthy. Where is it today? Libya was extremely wealthy. Everyone's entire education was paid for and things were paid for. And now people are being sold on the street. India had so much of wealth that India could trade with everyone. And look at what India became. And after independence, due to the short-sightedness, India actually just became an island. India's, greatest strength was trade, right? Because all the tradespeople, all the merchants would go all the way to Middle East, to Lebanon, to even European countries, and that whole thing was cut off by giving POK and giving like creating Pakistan. On the right hand side, again the same thing happened. India used to go all the way. I mean, Indian trade and Indian influence was all the way through the entire Southeast Asia. That the whole thing was cut off. So where was India left now? I mean, just an island with like Himalayas and and the ocean. That's not a great way to actually, leave India after India was one of the greatest civilization and like one of the most wealthy nation. They ensured that it could never again become a wealthy nation again.
Yeah,
So
in fact, yeah,
yeah,
sorry, yeah.
yeah. So I think like when we look at what they are trying to do, like we need to be very, very sure that the prize is not Modi. Prize is actually every Indian citizen.